Hello everyone, it's Ange here from Myrtle and Moss Photography. Today I'm going to be editing this beautiful still life inspired portrait that I took at a really fun collaborative shoot I did with my friends Roxx, who is the model here, Anise from Bespoke Blossoms, who did this incredible arrangement, as well as Erin Bradley, who did hair and makeup. So you're probably thinking this isn't the typical portrait or work that you'd see come from me, but this year I wanted to take it upon myself to step outside of my own comfort zones. And so I actually, in my private education group, I told all of the people in there that I'm going to be doing photo challenges as often as possible, where I pick 3 random names on a random name generator for different themes, different feels, different vibes, different subjects, and pick 3 words from this big pile. And the words that I pulled were muted, intimate, and still life. So this is what I've come up with. I'm going to edit this photo for you so you can see my take on it. Obviously my editing is going to be very different for this because I really want to give it that kind of muted and still life painterly vibe. So it's out of my comfort zone, but we're going to go ahead and I'm going to give it a shot here. So here we are. I just opened up this photo into Adobe Camera Raw. Whenever I'm just working on a one-off photo, I always just pull it into ACR. I find it easier than Lightroom. I find that some people either are Adobe Camera Raw people or they're Lightroom people. I grew up in the newborn photography world where we work a lot in ACR, but here we are. If you do not use ACR, it's essentially the same as Lightroom. It has pretty much all of the same features. So here we are. Just to keep it somewhat Ange, I'm going to go ahead and apply my Evoke preset. So here we are, I'm going to apply my base. Now for this particular photo, it's definitely a little bit too punchy to be considered muted, so I'm just going to play around here. It might even be a little bit too warm. Part of my post process once I bring this into Photoshop is I am going to be applying like a textured background, just so I can really give that like vintage feel. I was using a like a 50% gray seamless backdrop here. My lighting is camera left. It's just a, it's actually a really large octabox, and I ended up using a continuous video light for this particular photo because we were recording video footage as well. So when you're doing that, it's hard to use strobe. So normally when I am doing studio work, I will use an Einstein, which is by Paul Seabuff, which I really like. I learned all of my studio skills from the newborn photography world. But video lights are easy to use. This one is a Godox SL60, I think. Pretty affordable, it's just like 200 bucks. Easy to use, but don't be afraid of strobe if it is something that you want to get into. But if it scares the crap out of you and you just want to use continuous lighting, this is a decent enough light for that. Okay, so here we are. Sorry, I'm a talker. I'm going to be talking a lot. So I'm going to bring down my highlights. In order to give that like ethereal vibe, I think I'm going to go and decrease my clarity. Oh yeah, this is getting the look we want. And then maybe dehaze as well. So normally I use dehaze on the plus side to kind of give things a nice punch, but I want this one to be more muted as per my still life feel and the muted feel that I'm supposed to have in this photo according to the words that I pulled. So let's decrease the exposure a little bit. I do want my highlights to still be punchy. One thing about still lifes, and I'm kind of getting like painterly vibes here, it's very rare that they have like a true black in there, so I'm gonna kind of keep everything, the black still like the dark part still above black. I'm gonna go in and just fix this part. I think this is the corner of the softbox. So on this particular softbox, it was a big octagon. I think it's probably like 80 inches or something like that, 64 inches maybe. And it did have a grid on it as well. I don't know what degree. It was just a fabric grid that I put on top of it. And that's just to really give you control over the light. If you just use the softbox without the grid, it would have spilled over into the backdrop, and I wouldn't have gotten it that dark. It would have been lit up. You would have been able to see like more of a gradient, and she wouldn't be popping out from the scene quite as much. But here we are. I'm going to go to, where am I going? I'm going to go down here to effects, and I'm going to give this a bit more of a vignette. I will be adding a grain later on, but I don't think that I want to do it at this point. I'll do it after. Although Ruby is seriously flawless. Oopsies. Let me zoom out. She's literally flawless. So I don't even think I need to do any skin retouching on her, to be 100% honest. She looks absolutely stunning. Ruby, if you're watching this, you're amazing and you're so fun to work with. I love doing creative shoots. I feel like it's a good opportunity for everyone involved to, you know, try new things and just kind of fulfill a little, you know, use it as a creative outlet. So I highly recommend styled shoots. And I challenge you to do something that's outside of your comfort zone. Here is me outside of my comfort zone. I'm kind of excited though. This is fun. Actually, one of my friends asked me the other day, she does boudoir and weddings, and she said that she was wondering if maybe, you know, for her boudoir, she's thinking she wants to go a little bit more moody, but her normal wedding work is, you know, a little bit more bright and colorful. And she's like, are you allowed to have different styles of photography? Heck yeah. I think especially if you're, you know, a true creative at heart, I think in order to stay fulfilled, we need to be continually pushing ourselves. And I think that it's kind of fun to have two different, you know, two different genres of photography that you shoot. And then on top of that, have two different styles. Heck yeah. I think that's awesome. So, okay, let's see here. Let's see the before and after so far. Before, after. I'm wondering if this could go, we haven't really played with our temperature too much here. Let's see, could it go a little more? I'm kind of torn. What about our tint? Okay, I mean, going more to the green side is kind of a vibe, but I think I want to keep her skin tones a little more like that. And then the highlights, will also make sure that those stay a little bit bright, bring those shadows down. Like I said, hopefully not going all the way to black here. Okay. All right. You know what? I think we're good. I'm going to go ahead and, actually maybe I'm not. Let's see here. I'm indecisive. This isn't my normal style. Okay. I really want to get that, like, let's see here. I really want to get like an ethereal vibe. So maybe that's what we need right there. Kind of like an oil painting look, you know? Okay. And actually one little thing I need to do here with my brush, I'm going to go ahead and just brighten up her arm here just a little bit there in the background. I still want it to be in shadow and be realistic, but I might just increase exposure, or the shadows, a little bit of exposure. And then I will warm it up a little bit here too. There we go. Maybe a little bit of magenta. Okay. Oh, that arm's bothering me. The more I look at it, the more it bothers me. But if I just left it, I wouldn't have thought about it. Okay, we're going to leave it at that. Let's just quickly double check. Okay, maybe it needs to be a bit more magenta than I see. Okay, here we go. I think it does need to be a little bit more magenta so that those reds come out just a little bit more. Okay, perfect. And actually it makes her look a little bit more pale, which I'm kind of vibing for, oopsies, for this look here. This is fun. Let's see. Okay. You know what? I think that's where we want it. I'm not gonna lie, I already edited it almost to completion. And then I'm like, you know what? No, I need to scrap this. I need to actually record this because I think that you guys will have fun watching this. So I'm going to compare it to my previous edit once I'm done here and see how far we were off. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and open it here. Okay, there we are. One thing I am going to do is add, I was going to light the candles in the photo, like in real life. But I was actually worried about the orange or yellow casting that it would do to the fruit and to the flowers. So I just left it knowing that if I wanted to, I could just go ahead and add some flames. So this is my flame pack that I do sell. Because a lot of times at styled shoots or even at weddings, people want to have real candles. But the venue might not allow it, or it might be outdoors and there's like a fire ban. So I created these overlays. If you already have my sparkler overlays, they work the same. So here I am just applying them. They're not finished yet. I'm going to add the other one Let's see here. Let's pick a different flame for that one. Let's do like, I don't know. Let's see, maybe just let's do that one. Okay, I'm gonna squish it down. That should be good. Okay, hold on. That's a little too big. Okay, that's probably good. Make sure they're in the right spot. Okay, and then I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna flatten these layers. Merge layers, and then I'm going to go to my, I'm just going to use my sparkler overlay action. It works the same, but when you get the flames, oh, there we go. I have the flames one there, but they work the same. So I'm just going to double click my hue and saturation layer. I'm going to increase my saturation all the way, and then I'm going to pick the hue of it. So I'm going to actually just quickly zoom in here so we can see what we're doing. You guys are probably watching this on your phones and like can't see all the little detail stuff I'm doing. Okay, so double click hue saturation. By the way, I'm going to be sharing all the behind the scenes from this this whole session with you all. I did actually have 3 hours of this day just streaming live in my education group, which was so much fun. I had so much fun at this shoot. I kind of made a fool of myself. But you know, YOLO. The thing about when you go live is that you can't take anything back. So, you know, one of those situations where you're like, look, you know, felt cute, might delete later. Well, this is a situation where it's like, felt cute, can't delete later. So, you know. But I love my education group because I feel like it's a place I can totally be myself. So if you aren't in my group yet, look it up on Facebook. It's called Stay Inspired with Ange McCabe. We have a blast in there. It's so much fun. Okay, so I'm going to go and I'm going to drag and drop an overlay here. I'm just gonna drag, hold on a second. I'm gonna pull it up over here. It is just a free background texture that I got online. Just on Google search, free backdrop overlays. Okay, so I'm just going to drag it completely onto this image, and I'm gonna go, I think, overlay. Yeah, so it's a little bit strong there. Let me zoom in. Sorry, you guys can't see anything I'm doing. Let me zoom in. So for me, it's too much texture, for sure. So let's go ahead and decrease this. Now, I'm going to be erasing parts of it, like on her skin and whatnot. So right now, I'm just kind of looking at the overall vibe that I'm getting from this. Let's go ahead and brighten up this layer a little bit too. Okay. Oh yeah, that's good. Actually, hold on. Let's see. I'm going to undo that. I don't want her quite so bright. Image. Oopsies. Select my layer. Okay, let's see here. Okay, that's probably good. Now I'm going to go in here with my eraser tool, and I have it at 38%. I'm actually okay with that. Let's go ahead. I'm just going to start erasing a little bit over here because it's a little too dark. There we go. And then I'm going to make my brush a little bit smaller, and I'm going to zoom in here a little bit, get rid of the texture on her face, or some of it anyways, and her body. Leave a little bit maybe. Okay, and the apple. Kind of treating this like a painting. Let's increase the density of the eraser tool here. There we go. Yeah, and I don't think I need to do any skin retouching. She is a flawless being. Okay. Still want a little bit there. Okay, and I'm going to make my eraser tool just a little bit softer again. Make it big and fluffy. And just erase a little bit down there. Now I'm going to take my eraser tool again at much higher. I'm going to do like 85%. And just because there would be light coming from the candles themselves, everything kind of in the near vicinity of them, I need to make sure that they're as bright, you know, a little bit brighter than the rest. Just to get those highlights, I'm just brushing on to the parts that have the natural highlight from the light, as well as, you know, what would come from the candle. So that's pretty good. I'm gonna go over these grapes a little bit. There we go. Okay. I'm liking this. This is a vibe, you guys. It's gonna weirdly drive me nuts putting this into my feed, but I'm kind of over it. I'm kind of at the point in my life where, like, I don't really care, you know? It's like, it's my Instagram feed. I'm gonna do what I want with it. I'm gonna do what I want. Okay, there we go. Oh, I'm liking this. This is fun. Maybe I'm just gonna, screw my old style. We're gonna go like painterly. Okay, I get it now. I get it. Not that I'm an expert because I did one photo this style, but I get why you guys love doing these like painterly photos. I'm digging it. Okay, you know what? I think that this photo is done. I will be posting the before and after in my feed. And yeah, thanks so much. This was so much fun. I can't wait to see what my next photo challenge is going to be. Anyways, thanks guys if you made it here all the way to the end. Thank you so much for being here. If you want to see me more live and see more behind the scenes stuff, I have a ton of free education. I go live once a week in my Facebook group. It's called Stay Inspired with Angie McCabe. You can find the link in my bio. Anyone's welcome who's a creative, whether you're a videographer or photographer, or doesn't matter what stage of your career you are in. I'm happy to have people from all walks of life. So everyone is welcome. It's an awesome group. I put so much heart and soul into it, so I appreciate everyone who is in there. And if you want to see more from the shoot and more live videos of me editing it, along with more behind the scenes, make sure to join me in my group, and I'll catch you every Tuesday at 7 p.m. PST for Just the Tip Tuesday. Thanks so much, guys. Hope you're having a lovely January so far. Take care.